What's up, everybody? How are you doing? We have made it. We are here to another week of the Daps and Pound Show. It's the beginning of April, and don't be a fool. Tell a friend to tell a friend about this podcast. This is the Daps and Pound Show. Dobie, tell us what we're talking about this week.
We are going to be respecting Nipsey Hussle. We are going to be telling you what our thoughts are. Rest in peace. So we're going to be getting into that. We're going to be talking about the situation with Lil Nas X with the Old Town Road. I wanted to say Old Country Road, but you know what? He's just a country boy trying to make in the country music business, and they tearing his name down. So we're gonna get into that.
Either way,
we talk about a little bit of March Madness. We talk about the Drake bracket. We get down to the Final Four for you guys, and we break down new music.
That's right.
We got some good stuff, especially Billie Eilish.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we really hope that you enjoyed this episode. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here in April. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. Let's go, yeah. Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. The Daps and Pound Show. This is the Daps and Pound Show. Yeah, you know.
I got one of those new G Fuel flavors.
Uh-huh.
You want to try it? It's sour
I'm good.
blue raspberry.
I'm good.
Have you ever had a sour drink like this?
I don't really like sour drinks.
You want to put a little sour
I'm good on
taste
this.
in your
I'm
mouth?
good. Is the gaming community? I've been wanting to ask you this for a long time. We're probably not recording. I don't know why I'm talking to.
No, we are.
Okay. I've been wanting to ask you this for a long time. Is the gaming community like pissed at Mountain Dew and like how they have their game fuel?
No.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've had one.
Like, I don't know, because I know how like things are in like the hip hop community, and like
When you try to appropriate.
it feels like appropriation of the culture.
But Mountain Dew,
Is that like
Mountain
a
Dew
sponsor?
and Doritos have been a part of gaming culture.
Okay, good.
For a long time, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense why they would be a part. I just didn't know if like I didn't know if like G Fuel looked at Mountain Dew coming out with game fuel and was like, fam.
To be fair, the only time I really feel like the Pepsi community that they missed was that one commercial with Kendall Jenner.
Yeah.
Other than that, they've actually really tried to be a part of up and coming culture movements and stuff like that. Like Mountain Dew with skating and stuff. I mean, they were one of the first ones to.
Well, Pepsi, their commercials are like legendary, like the Super Bowl halftimes, the Michael Jackson commercial, the Britney Spears.
Exactly, which is so weird how that one message was completely tone deaf.
That's what happens when you let the Kardashians in.
Yeah. So true.
Guys, we're here. On a somber note, you can hear it in my voice right now. I'm going to try to hype up, though. Shout out to everybody for listening. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast. My name is Malcy. To my left, we have
Dubby.
Represent two mics.
Two friends.
And one show, the Daps and Pound Show. We are here. We are live in full effect. Dobie, hit him one time with the hand claps.
What do you want?
With the buzzers, something. So give him some life right now. Give him some love. We thank you guys so much for tuning in every week. Dobie, where can they find us online if they want to holla?
You guys can find us on Daps_pounds on Twitter and Instagram. Feel free. If you guys are listening to this on iTunes and you want to listen to it on Spotify, great, you can. You can also listen to us on Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, and you can go to www.dapsandpoundsent.com and you can download the link directly onto your phone or PC, whatever you guys prefer. So hopefully you guys find what you are looking for, and we appreciate you guys listening.
That's right. Rate. Subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're so happy that you guys joined us. Shout out to the homie Kate Lawrence. Told her I was going to give her a shout out. She was in the Pekin Peoria area recently this past weekend. So,
did you see her?
No, we didn't see her, but we talked. We had a chance to talk. Hadn't hollered at the Southern Illinois homie. She's back in Edwardsville. So I hadn't had a chance to holler at her in a while. So shout out to the homie Kate. But
making moves with the CrossFit.
She's a beast.
She could beat me up.
She could beat most people up, I think.
Facts. Big facts.
So we're going to start this off by Good, Good, Bad, Bad. It's something we do every single week. Good, Good, Bad, Bad. If you've never tuned into the show before, Good, Good, Bad, Bad is where we talk about the week that was when it comes to Dobie and myself. I think we're going to use the Bad, Bad as an opportunity to go into the Nipsey Hussle situation. So I'll start off Good, Good, Bad, Bad. Do you want to do bad first and just get it?
No. I think it deserves to be the first thing we really talk about.
Bad. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle. It's so weird to say that. Like I don't even know if it's fully set in.
It's just as weird as Mac Miller.
It's just as weird. This one impacts me more than Mac. Mac was so crazy because of it was just Mac was out of nowhere. It was truly like, what?
I mean, Nipsey.
Like, huh?
Nipsey was I literally was scrolling through Twitter after Duke lost, and then somebody said, "Oh no, not Nipsey."
Yeah.
And I said, "What?"
Yeah. I was on Twitter and I saw that he was trending number 7. Didn't pay attention to it. I thought, whatever. Saw that he was trending number 4. When things get in like the top 5, and they're like things I care about, that's when I'm like,
wait, what's going on?
Yeah. So I clicked in it and I saw it and I was like, this isn't good.
And there's a terrible video going around, I guess.
Really bad
Don't share
video.
That.
Don't share the video, please. But Nipsey Hussle has died at 33 years old,
which is wild to say because that's young.
It's extremely young. I'm almost 33. I'm 28 years old.
And that's in that age too where you realize like you can have influence on the community, which I hope to speak about because for those of you who don't listen to Nipsey, and I've been going through Twitter just seeing what people are saying, no negative things have been brought up by this person. And I think the biggest thing was that seeing older interviews, he was a businessman. I mean, that's what he really wanted to do. And then seeing how he was positively or in a positive manner impacting his local community, he really had a vision to create like a whole block with stuff to help the community. And it's sad when you see somebody who's literally going in the right direction and you have somebody who is so malicious and just somebody who's steered in such a wrong direction where they feel like it's okay to take somebody else's life for the sake of pride, I guess, or for the sake of something that means absolutely nothing. And through this death, it affects people's futures because we don't know how he could have impacted it, but I hope we see how it will impact because I know he hopes he was trying to leave something. He was trying to leave a legacy. He was trying to leave something behind so that, his family and they can continue it on. And like I said, he was literally, you could tell he was trying to build a block with these stores and pantries and, he was about to open up a barber shop and stuff like that. So you can really see how he was using the music industry for a means for so much more.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie, man. And I do not cry over celebrity deaths. I shed real tears last night.
That's what he told me.
I was upset. I knew of Nipsey Hussle for a long time, probably the last, 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. That's valid.
The first time his music got on my radar was around Maybach Music Volume 1. Some people who are super into hip hop will remember that Rick Ross was doing this huge recruiting. It later led to Wale and Meek getting signed, but you remember that first boot up, Pill.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Pill was signed. He signed Wale.
Pill, Wale, Meek, Rick. Yeah, and
then
Gunplay. And
Stally, yep. He was doing a big boot up, and I remember he was hanging out with Nipsey a lot. And I remember he wanted to sign Nipsey.
Yeah.
And Nipsey then, talking about the future, he was like, I love Ross. Ross is my guy, but I want to do my own thing. I want to be independent. That's where he was. This is who you're talking about. Someone that, a lot of people that don't listen to a lot of hip hop, aren't super into hip hop, may have only heard of Nipsey this year because he was Grammy nominated for the first time.
True.
But if you are in the know, you realize that there's a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
The Grammy nominations, the mainstream accolades, if he would have signed to Ross at that time, when Ross was Ross,
Yeah.
you would be hearing about him the way you hear about Meek, the way you heard about Wale. Wale was an underground, very, very, very backpacker guy too.
Yeah.
Signing with Ross, that was that stamp of approval. But Nip knew he wanted to have his own vision, not because he wanted to sign tons of artists and be one of these big moguls. It was more than that. He wanted to have something that was California's. He wanted to have something that was his own for his community. This sucks for people who don't get, because they don't understand the mainstream appeal of Nipsey. Imagine it's your dad and your dad is a coal miner and he starts a union and people hate on him for that union. And he says, hey, there needs to be a facility for us to rest in the coal mine. He takes his hard-earned money. He builds that facility himself with his bare hands, and jealous people kill him in front of that place. Yeah. Like imagine that. Like, this man was gunned down in front of everything he worked for. He was gunned down.
Yeah.
And
assassinated, really.
Assassinated.
He really was.
I think that that's what affected me more, was because if you listen to Nip, you see tattoos on your face. He was a Crip. But for the last 5-6 years, if you really listen, he was not a gangster rapper anymore.
No.
I know that that's hard to get for some people, but if you really listen to his music,
it's like how 50s music changed.
It's like how it just totally just flipped. And he's just a businessman who was trying to make a way. He was extremely motivational in his music, saying you can do it too. If you listen to Last Time That I Checked, which was on this last album, and you hear YG talking and you hear YG say like, yeah, Nip told me I need to wear my own clothes. So he's at Bloomingdale's. YG has a collection at Bloomingdale's now. That's from Nip. Tell him, hey, I don't need to just go and buy Gucci and stuff. Let's have my own clothes.
Be your own business, man.
He was smart enough to say, I don't want a deal from Puma. I want a partnership with Puma. So it says Puma / the Marathon Clothing. Right. It's one of those things that makes me deeply sad for the hip hop community that we do this to ourselves. And that man had a family, so I don't think that this is the right time to talk about conspiracy theories. I want to talk about the fact that he's gone. You can have your conspiracy theories later, and you can talk about that, but I'm pretty sure John F. Kennedy's wife was not trying to hear about conspiracy theories. Her husband died. Let's talk about the fact that this man was someone of the culture, and he's gone now for senseless reasons. The day before he was going to have a meeting about anti-gang violence. The day before.
Stupid.
Some newer people feel like Nipsey was, oh man, he was like Snoop for the new kids. Nope. Snoop wasn't Nip, and all due respect to Snoop, but Snoop had a lot more Pac in him than he did Snoop. Or Nip had a lot more Pac in him than he did Snoop in him.
Right.
It was all about the community with Nipsey. And it just makes me sad, man. It's extremely troubling that he gets to go out like this, and he finally got a Grammy nomination and finally was getting some mainstream attention.
I was going to say it. There's a lot of artists who were mentioning, yo, we were about to do this record together. We were about to do this record together. It just sucks.
If you look at Twitter or Instagram and you see the outpouring of like love that people have for Nipsey, genuine love.
Right.
Bruno Mars, what he said was really interesting. He was saying that Bruno used to be just a producer. First person he worked with in LA was Nip, and he was just blown away by like how chill he was and just how awesome of a person he was. That's what everyone has been saying.
Right. Yeah.
Extremely sad, man. I was extremely sad. We have lost Nipsey Hussle, and I truly think that this is one of those things that is going to have a lasting effect. Like, we may not have appreciated Nipsey the way we should have. And I like Nipsey because of who he was first and his music second. And I think that that's what we're going to lose, the man that Nipsey was. And yeah, man, the hip hop community has lost an extremely light person as far as what they brought to the table, that preached ownership, that preached responsibility in your community, that wanted to change. People don't understand, like, Nipsey was friends with YG on purpose because YG was a blood. Right. He purposely, in interviews, he talked about wearing red on purpose, even though he was a Crip, because he wanted to show people it's okay. He wanted to show people, hey, let's bridge this gap. Let's get this together. And he gets taken out. It is messed up that Nipsey's gone, man. And I'm going to miss him. It sucks because the music lovers and the people in the community, the ones he did something for, now you have to worry about retaliation. You have to worry about people in that community. And we hope and pray that the Marathon store stays open. We hope and pray that, you know, everything is seen through the vision, and he empowered his crew before he was gone, that they were able to carry out all of the things that they wanted to. Like, it's crazy. He came out with the $100 album. Yeah. And we've touched on it maybe once on this podcast.
No, it was more than that. It was like 300.
And everybody
said they were stupid, and he sold out of them.
Yeah. And it was call it a marketing gimmick, but it was like, let's put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
I think my album is worth this. Let's see where my fans are. It was a litmus test to see where his fans are, the true dedication. That got the ear of Jay-Z. Jay-Z bought a stack of them because he understood the hustle. He was like, yo, this is really different. This is cool what you're doing.
Right.
He did this. He said no to a Maybach deal that would have put him on mainstream. You have to remember, Meek did a song with Mariah and Wale based off of being next to Ross. Like, Nipsey would have had that type of light on him. And he said no, because he wanted to do it himself, and he wanted to have his own crew built up, and his own community turned their back on him yesterday. And that sucks.
Yeah.
Terrible, man.
It was hard here in the game. I don't know if you saw that video or not.
Heard that.
That one was tough.
Yeah.
You know, it's messed up when you have the game in tears.
Yeah, he's crying. He's one of the people that don't show a lot of emotion as far as being disturbed.
He loves Cali.
He loves Cali.
He knew the impact Nipsey had on Cali.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid.
A bunch of people on Twitter, like industry people that I follow, that I admire, they were just saying, like, yo, it doesn't feel right. Like, it doesn't, when you play by the rules, you do everything right. You know, this isn't supposed to, say what you will about Pac. Pac did a lot of stuff. You know, Pac had his issues where he was trying to be bad. He was trying to be righteous, but at the same time, he had a trigger where he was like, I want to start stuff sometimes. Nip wasn't that way. Nipsey only did things if he was provoked, and he had grown up a lot.
Is he the one? He slapped that dude.
He was at the BET Awards. This is the most legendary. By the way, this is part of his legend. A security guard was being crazy. He slapped him, got on stage, and started performing. The Rockets and the Lakers had a brawl. He stood up and pulled his pants up while wearing a Lakers jersey, like, who won it? What's good?
Yeah, shout out to Chip for having that as his avatar.
Shouts to Chip, because I know he's going through it right now. That's the homie, and Nip was his favorite. And it's just like, man, it's just, that's who we lost. Somebody who's like, oh, we fighting? Let's go. Because he was not fighting because he was super close to the people on that team, probably. He was fighting because there was a Lakers logo on that jersey, and it was his community.
Mm-hmm. And then shout out to the LA Clippers, though.
Shouts to the LA Clippers.
They did their thing, like seeing the jersey with Hustle on the back, like.
And I saw the clip. Dope. It didn't have volume of when Kevin Durant told Steph Curry.
Oh, and his hands are on his.
Yeah, and it's just like shocking. And then they started playing him at the Golden State game, and Draymond and Durant started crip walking like in his honor, like to show love. And it's just the crowd started going crazy, and it's just like, yo. It's messed up. This is gonna be felt.
Yeah.
This is extremely sad. Extremely sad.
And the biggest thing is like I wanted this podcast and us to talk about it. If you don't like his music, I just hope you at least understand why it's so impactful.
Right. And
Understand, like you said, the man. More so.
If you
We lost the man.
see that he is, I think I just read something, he's #1 on iTunes charts right now, his album Victory Lap. Go get it right now, stream it, because that's one of those things where he's an independent artist, that money is going directly to his family.
Right.
So stream support. There's not an artist that has stuff going kicked back at a record label wholesale.
Yeah.
So
salute.
#1 on the charts. I'm hoping you aren't just listening to it to know who he is. You are listening because he has game for days, and he's talking about ownership, and he's talking about the importance of embracing the community and lifting it up. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle.
Applause for Nipsey's life, man.
Rest in peace. Man.
So other bad also. Dude, I tweaked here's the thing, y'all.
What's up?
Sometimes in life you're like, dang, I'm getting older.
Sure.
So Friday morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine this. You wake up a little bit earlier. You're like, all right, gonna start my day. I'm brushing my teeth in the mirror, do a little stretch. Boom. Throw my back and my neck out.
Ooh.
And I just yell. I'm like, no. And then I hear Mary in the other room like, what? And I threw my back out. So Friday night, it got so bad I slept for 2 hours. I couldn't even sleep. And then Saturday went to work, rough. Then had a work dinner, and then came home. Sleeping was a little bit better. Went to the chiropractor today. Still not 100%, but I put this. It's called like blue emo cream, emu cream or whatever. Apparently, it's a really good painkiller cream or whatnot. So I have that on right now. It's still not good. Went to the chiropractor, had some adjustments made. But man, it's like, dude, I was just stretching. What's going on?
Huh.
I'm just stretching.
I wonder what caused it, or did he give you anything to do?
You know, he says sometimes though, like nerves won't flare up. Like you don't know you're like slightly tweaked until you do that one movement where it's like finally like, all right, we'll trigger it now. So, and then it was funny because I had at work today, I had a physical therapist, and I said something. I was like, oh no, I went to the chiropractor today. She's like, not good. And I was like, yeah, it's crazy. We live in a world where it's like 50-50. Either you hate chiropractors or you're like, oh yeah, chiropractors are okay.
Yeah.
It's just so funny how that works. But that's bad, man. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. Good.
This is the second time your back's gone out in like a year.
It's the same
right?
thing.
Okay.
Exact same thing.
But this is the second time within a year, isn't it?
It's actually been a year, a full year since I did that last thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Good, dude. Basketball was great.
Basketball was amazing.
Final Four bracket was shattered.
Yes.
One of the leagues that I'm in, everybody's done. Mm-hmm. It's done already. No one got any of it. Like, it's all done. Can't get any better, which is hilarious. But, man, those were some great basketball games.
Yeah.
I actually have Texas Tech probably going to the championship. That's what I'm thinking. But I would say that was definitely a good. Just been doing that, just chilling, watching basketball. Mary and I caught up on The Rookie. We're caught up on Game of Thrones, and we're catching up on American Idol, and then just living the life. But other than that, yeah, nothing really to complain about. Looking forward to this Kansas City trip. About to see some good friends, and yeah. Not too much to complain about. What you got going on?
Sick, man. Yeah, man. Bad. I'll just say neighborhood Nip passing.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'm still in the top 10 at work on my bracket, but I was surprised I was #1 until this past weekend. So I dropped down
because of Duke.
Because of Duke. I'm still in the top 10 out of 183 brackets. So
that's crazy.
Still pretty good. I'll probably finish in the 20 area, maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked at everyone else's brackets and saw what they have. But
you want to hear something
top
crazy?
10 right now.
I beat my boss by 2 points.
Yikes.
We played for just a 20, and we matched every single round besides the first round. I got two more picks than he did. He couldn't believe it. He was so bad too, because
This is the first. Well, this is the first March Madness in a while that it was like madness. Like that, it was like.
No. Last year Virginia lost round 1.
See, last year I feel like I didn't pay attention at all.
I had Virginia going all the way, and they lost. That was wild.
I didn't pay attention last year.
I gave up on my bracket after round 1. I was like, all right, cool. I'll just enjoy the games and root for every underdog.
I don't know the percentages yet. We got to see where they finish, but hoping the Bulls get Zion.
Dude.
Outside chance. He'll probably go to the Knicks or somebody.
Yo,
but
did you see the stat about RJ Barrett?
No.
Okay, so I retweeted this. They lost 3 games with Zion in the lineup.
Oh, 0-9.
And RJ Barrett was 0-9. And Zion only had 1 touch in those last possessions.
That's crazy.
And to me, that's Coach K thinking they're just going to double up on Zion so much that we'll let him have it. But here's the thing. Zion was perfect for allowing the double team to kick out. And you saw that time and time again. So I don't know why. But that just proves something to me. RJ Barrett, 0-9. And also, too, for him trying to be like a shooting guard like that.
Yeah.
66% from the free throw line. Trash.
Yeah.
You can't be that type of player. You have to, at least in my opinion, be 80%.
I still think that they win if Cam Reddish was Cam Reddish and he wasn't have this mysterious injury, and then he comes in. He was iffy for the game. Then he comes in after like 5 minutes and then doesn't leave the game after that. And it's just like, well, how hurt were you if you can play most of the game?
Here's the issue. Duke was so young, they weren't disciplined enough.
Yeah.
Michigan State was that disciplined team. But to be fair, Duke got super lucky.
Oh, twice. Oh, my gosh.
And also, I guarantee you, I would have put money on it. Texas Tech would have ran Duke out that gym.
Yeah.
Because they impose with their defense.
They do.
And if you really think about it, between RJ Barrett and Zion, no one did anything. No one. But anyways, good stuff. Congrats to Michigan State, Texas Tech, Virginia, and
Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn was a fun one to watch too.
Yeah, big facts. But yeah, man, other than the games and stuff like that, I think I had a pretty good week. Nothing too crazy going on here. Getting ready for. I will say this past weekend I got caught up on all this nerdy segment for me, but I got caught up on all of the DC animated movies that came out in 2018.
I haven't watched a DC movie animated one in forever.
How were they? Ones are so good. I watched The Reign of the Superman, The Death of Superman, which is a story that's been told a lot.
Right.
And what was the other one we watched? Can't remember the other one I watched.
Oh my gosh! I just realized I haven't seen the Samurai Batman movie yet. Still.
Oh yeah. I have seen that one.
I need to see it.
It's pretty good.
Why haven't we watched that at like Brandon's house?
I don't know. We should though. But yeah, that was good. So I was happy to be able to catch up on those films. There's some more coming up. So
solid.
We'll see.
Speaking of films, real quick, our top five. We decided we're going to wait until Avengers Endgame, and then we'll do our top 5 Marvel movies for you guys.
Yes, we're gonna do the top 5 Marvel movies.
Top five.
Are we doing that today on this episode?
No.
Okay, that's right.
Because we're gonna wait for Endgame.
We're gonna wait.
I want to see, and then that's a way to talk about it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Top five. You know.
Okay. Guys, we also are going to go in on our Drake March Madness bracket, but first we're gonna get to new music. We had a jam-packed show for you guys today, so
yeah, we got horses in the back.
Let's talk about it. Horses in the back. Lil Nas X. Twitter has been taken by storm.
Yeah.
By Old Town Road. The Billboard Country music charts have taken Lil Nas X, Old Town Road, off of the charts. A lot of controversy with this one. Some people understand it. Some people don't understand it. We got understandment talk. We got appropriation talk. It's crazy.
My issue is, the only issue that I say is when somebody said, it was this guy who he claimed to, it got a lot of traction, and he claimed to be a part of the country music scene. But he was basically pointing out the fact that they took it off because they basically said there weren't enough country elements to the song.
Right.
And he said, well, that's not fair, because let's be real, there are a bunch of country songs, quote unquote, that are actually pop songs. And to me, that made the most sense. To me, that's where you can't, you're blending the lines too much, because we have all heard those country songs, quote unquote, that are really pop songs.
So the last 2 weeks I've been listening to the Joe Budden podcast. They've been talking about pop, and they've been talking about what is pop. And it's funny because our friend Brandon, we have a friend Brandon who we've had this argument with about what is pop.
Right.
We've been talking to him like, no, Drake is considered like pop now. And he's like, no. We say Chris Brown's a pop artist, and he'll be like, maybe. You know, it's hard to define what is pop music. And with country music, this brings up an interesting point, because Florida Georgia Line raps. Like, they rap in their music.
Yeah.
Jason
exactly.
Aldean, Chilling on a Dirt Road. He's rapping those verses.
Dude, that song's fire too.
Absolute flames.
Was that the one with
Chilling
Ludacris?
on a dirt road.
Like a remix?
He did the remix.
Yeah. Dude, but that song's really good. I'm not gonna lie.
In that song, he says, back to my hood, back to my hood. Like, he says back to my hood. And that's
Right.
like, but it's on the country charts. Now, the one thing that I have read that makes sense as to why country would take it off is because you can tell he's being cute. It's, you know,
Yes.
It's not.
They feel like he's making fun of the genre more than being a part of the genre.
Right. He's saying, I'm this hip hop black kid making this song because I love Red Dead Redemption or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like the meme of when black people play Red Dead Redemption, it's this black dude with the cowboy hat. Like,
Right.
It's.
But are we gonna act like hip hop, like people in hip hop don't try to do that?
Exactly.
And you can't take that away if it's a meme or not.
And my thing is, it's like, if you take him off,
Jesus Christ is my what? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Bro, and not only that, you have to, like, what is Post Malone?
Yeah.
And this is what Drake was referring to, by the way. This was his
On this
fight
Grammy speech?
with Grammy speech, and
Right.
why he had said in an interview a few years ago why he didn't like the Grammys is because he felt like he was Hold On Is Going Home or whatever he was nominated for years ago was a pop record, and it was serviced as like an R&B record or whatever, and he was pissed about it.
I mean, it is
like,
a pop record.
Exactly.
It is.
And that's one of the reasons why he was just like, this is one of the first times that I feel like I'm getting an award for what I'm supposed to be getting an award for.
Right.
Because he, as an artist, wanted to be so versatile that he could make music in different genres, and he wanted to be recognized for that. So it's one of those things that if we let everybody in, if it's a, hey, we let everybody in, then we got to let everybody in. The other
Right.
half of it is people saying this is hip hop's fault for being so welcoming. Hip hop as a community is just like, yo, white, black, brown, yellow, whoever, come. This is hip hop. Hip hop is the message of the streets. This is for everybody. You can have your spin on it. You know.
To be fair, it was hard to get into until people like Eminem earned the respect.
Yeah.
Of the hip hop community to say, okay, this man's done his homework. He actually has skill. He's delivered. And more as hip hop became a mass production and something that people and industries realize money is being poured into, then the gates have more and more opened up. And then also, too, the biggest difference is when the record labels no longer have control of what's being hot.
Right.
AKA Soulja Boy.
And the 17-year-old white girls in the country are listening to Gucci Mane. For those that don't know, they are.
Right. No, it's facts.
Bro,
It's facts.
I've
more than Gucci
when
Mane.
I was a
More
youth
than
leader,
him.
those girls were listening to Boosie. When Boosie wasn't hot,
Right.
When I was at school, girls would drive by listening to Gucci. Like, it's not. So when you have a record like Lil Nas X does with Old Town Road, are these radio stations and is country music scared because they're like, yo, we're going to lose our spot if we let all of these people in to our genre? But again, I understand the point where they say, yo, you're just being cute. If this was a real record, if this is genuinely you,
it doesn't matter. We found that there are a bunch of hip hop connoisseurs who said this dude's just being cute, but it doesn't matter. The culture likes it. It's a viral moment. It's being played everywhere. You have to give the dues where the dues are due.
We let Crazy Town get "Come My Lady, Come My Lady." That song's flames. We let him get that off. I just feel like hip hop lets people get crazy stuff off, and it's just like, yo, if we can do that, why can't country let this kid be a kid and just have fun and make this country record? I mean,
it's a country record. It's a country record with hip hop elements, and there have been many country songs with hip hop elements. So you can't say that he's not doing anything that's been completely out of the blue.
Because you don't realize. Not you, country music doesn't realize that what you're saying is we will accept it from people who look and act like Darius Rucker, but we won't accept it from people who look like Lil Nas X.
Yeah, no, facts.
And in that lies that's huge problem and a can of worms that you don't want to get into.
And then the fact that what's his face, that one country guy, tweeted about it and then deleted the tweet due to the politicals. Yeah. Due to the political aspect of everything.
And I've been telling you guys on this podcast for the last year that Kane's about to switch on y'all. Kane's about to switch on y'all. Watch. And when it happens, I'm dying to see how country music reacts.
And here's the issue too. Darius Rucker grew up in a different time and a different genre, and he didn't grow up listening. I mean, he maybe have, but you know what I'm saying? Like, hip hop music is influencing this younger generation.
And geographically, he grew up in a different place too.
To a point though, that hip hop music is all some of these kids will grow up like. Those are the hits. We know the hits when we grew up. It's like when they're talking about older music and stuff like that. We listen. It's like, oh, the Eagles and stuff like AC/DC. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And now these kids, they don't know that. They're more so hearing about Biggie and more about Tupac, and you know what I'm trying to say, kind of.
I 100% agree, and I feel like country music claims what they want to claim when it works for them. Bad Blood was not dominating country music radio. However, when award season comes up for the CMAs or CMT awards, they still give Taylor Swift an award because they're like, well, we're gonna recognize you. You're our kid. You're a country kid.
Which Bad Blood is the complete opposite.
Even though Bad Blood is not, it's nowhere close to a country record. So we're not gonna play it because that's not what we do. But we still gotta claim you because you're ours. When she's been running in the other direction for years now, and it's just like, what do you do? Like, when do you choose? I'm telling you, country music, this is not a game you want to play, because eventually people are going to be like, well, what does country music look like? Tell me exactly the elements. And people are going to be like, yo, black people made those elements in the first place.
Right.
And if you want to play that game, you can play that game. Just let the kid live. It's going to be a lot easier for you.
Yeah. Preach.
I
don't think it's fair, personally. It's not fair at all.
Is he joking? Yes. But it, like you said, it doesn't matter. You got to let everybody in if this is the game we're playing. You got to let it happen. So
yeah, because like you said, now they just opened up a bigger can of worms. Rather than just letting it go and then saying, hey, this dude's taking country music by storm. And guess what? The kid probably won't even make another country song.
Exactly. If anything,
whatever.
You doing this has given him a second light, because now hip hop has his back, and now hip hop is like, no, let this kid live.
Right.
So I don't know. It's a country record, but it's also fun. It also slaps in a vehicle. If you have bass, it is nuts in that vehicle.
Tell them your favorite line.
Wrangler on my booty.
Let them know, boys and girls.
Wrangler
if you got
on
Wrangler on your booty, let us know.
I haven't worn a pair of Wranglers since.
Did I ever tell you the time Sydney and my buddy, we were at a wedding, and this This guy came out. We're in Arkansas, and
Shout out to Arkansas.
and Simeon's feeling it a little bit, and then this guy's talking. He's like, "How are y'all doing?" or whatever. And Simeon like looks at him, looks at us, and goes, "In my Wrangler jeans." Just mocking the guy straight to his face, like mocking his accent, like in my Wrangler jeans. Dude, we lost it.
Oh man, that's
geez.
funny. No, Wrangler on my booty.
Anyways,
Shout out to Lil Nas
we got
X.
horses in the back. We got some
horses
new
in the back.
music to break down for you guys. Hopefully, though, you've enjoyed these conversations. We
Yes.
just felt like these were important topics that we need to speak about.
Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop to the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. 1, 2, y'all, and you don't stop. We are talking about new music, Billie Eilish, When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? I recently said on a podcast a few weeks ago, that I loved how shocking she is. With the album art, looks like she's in an exorcism and she's crazy and weird. And I thought that was pretty cool. She's listed as alternative music while we're talking about genres. You know, she's listed as alternative music. I think that she embodies alternative music.
To be fair, I don't know where you would
That's what I'm saying.
categorize this.
I think when you think of AP Magazine, when you think of alternative music, when you think of Warped Tour, when you think of all of this stuff, you think, yeah, she'd probably fit there. Because I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I wouldn't know where to fit this either. And I do. Okay, so first things first. I think that she is a lot more than this album is, but they came up with the song and they both, because she works with her brother a lot. Yeah. They said, this is a unique sound. I like where this is going. Let's make an album around this feel, because this is a feel. The album fits together very, very uniquely, very nicely. I also think that this album is so different and so fresh in its own way that I really do think this album deserves a Grammy. It's been a long time since I immediately felt that way, but the transitions in this song, the sounds in this song, like some of this stuff feels like it was like inspired by Yeezus, so where it just goes over all the place, but it's executed in a lot better of a format, and artistry is not so, how do I say this? It's just smoother in a way. I don't know. It's in your face, but it's smooth. It's crazy.
And you can hear the artistry. Like, I was listening to some of these songs, and the way she's singing, I'm picturing her at a mic, and there's some songs and the way she's singing, I can't picture her standing up in front of a mic. It almost sounds like she's like laying down.
And I feel like
you know what I mean?
Like she's like half drowsy, like half asleep. She's like, I'm thinking of you.
But it's done genuinely. It's not like, hey, what would happen if we lay on the ground and sing this song?
Well,
it's like,
it's because she had that kind of style in her older albums.
Mm-hmm.
And again, whoever thought of this idea, and that's what I said, I think it started with one song.
Yeah.
It came up with like a feel and they said, let's run with it. Why? Because it's perfect marketing right now. And that's why I think and when you said this, it's like this generation's Lady Gaga. I feel, and I see where you're going with it, because Lady Gaga was out there. She was outlandish. She was trying to create this image. But then when she slowly started to show who she really was as an artist. And I think Billie will be the exact same way with that.
Yeah, that's in the Gaga thing. When I listened to the whole album, I listened to this album 4 times, by the way. And it was like a research thing for me. It wasn't I was like, yeah, this jams. I need to listen to it that much. It's like, I wanted to just understand it. And like by the second listen, I was like, it sounds like she's singing some of these songs laying down.
Yeah.
In the third listen, I was like, she's definitely not just standing up. You know, you like, as you listen, you're just thinking like, this is like deep. Like this is an experience.
This is also one of the most young artists, mature albums I've heard in a long time.
Because she's out of the bubble. I watched the Hot Ones interview she did, and I watched the sneaker shopping, and she said in the sneaker shopping that she loves things that are counter. Like she likes to go the opposite way of what people like.
And that's why she's with the old 2009 baggy clothes right now.
Yeah, and she loves the Jordan 14s.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, which is historically one of the ugliest. Didn't sell well when they were originally released. Not 14, sorry, the 18s. Didn't sell well when they were first released. Like, that's why she's on that vibe.
That's the one with the flap on the front, right? Yeah.
And she says she just loves it because it's like that. No one's doing that. Let's go the other way. What happens? What happens if we just go the other way? And the Gaga thing, my favorite Gaga song is I never know the name of it, but it kind of sounds like a traditional 80s, there's something about the way, there's something about, and it's just on a face. That record, thank you so much. I don't know what it's called, but that's my favorite Gaga record. I think Billie Eilish has one. I think in years she's gonna give us that. She's gonna have a Star Is Born moment, but first she's got to go through this evolution. And this album cover is her wearing a meat dress to the Grammys.
Right.
To me,
yeah.
This album cover is her wearing like the crazy outfits that Gaga does. Not saying that she is making music that sounds like Gaga, but she's the first artist since Gaga I've seen push the envelope and really take it there, but you don't feel like it's a gimmick. You feel like she's just this way. In terms of fashion and music and music videos and topics, like that. Yeah, Billie, I wish you were gay. Really? It's like and lyrically, if you're listening to that song, it's actually a really good lyric. Like it's actually a really. If I can understand that song correctly, it's saying from what I didn't dive into it deep. It was she has a friend who's hurting and she wants to give that friend as much as she possibly can, and then so she wishes she was gay because then that's a type of love, I guess, or whatever. Yeah, that's kind of what I got too. Okay, and it's like that's actually it's thought out. I understand it. I won't feel that way. No. No. I love my brothers, but you're my guy. But like, you're never gonna be going through it to the point where I'm like, you know what? If he was just gay, come here, boy. I could show him that real love. Yeah, you know what I mean? I think that's where it was going, though. But I like this album a lot. The Grammy thing makes sense. This is one of those albums that'll get snuck on Grammys, and people will be like, it'll be the one that people are just like, I don't get it. But then over time, they're like, I definitely get why that's on there. I want a Ciara whack Billie Eilish track. That'd be nuts. I don't know if we could handle the weirdness that could come from Ciara whack raps with Billie Eilish hook, dude. Tell me that wouldn't be fire. There's a bass line. There's hip hop bass lines within this album. On Bad Guy. Bad Guy at the very end. Yes. Dude, yeah, the very end. I was like, what? You should see me in a crown. Like there's hip hop elements in the background. There's pop. This is alternative. This is alternative music. Shout out to Billie Eilish. When we all fall asleep, where do we go? Go get it right now. She's special. By the way, too, for all of you out there are Office clips in it. There are. Like, come on, go check it out. Yeah. That song's so fire to me. Yeah. Anyways, nice. Applaud 100 times. Yeah. Billie, you outdid yourself. Let them know. I understand why now there was such a push for you because you are very talented and keep going. Moving on, we have Supermarket, the soundtrack to the novel that Logic dropped. How do you feel about this? So I actually didn't get to it because, again, it's the title issue where new music pops up, and I don't see the things that pop up first are sometimes like stuff. I don't know. So this is truly like a soundtrack. Okay, so you feel in a way where it's lame, or in a way like, because people forget Childish Gambino, his album was a soundtrack. Here's the thing. It's not going to have that impact. It's not bad, but I know for a fact I cannot truly give my input on this until I read the book. Yeah. I wonder how the book is being reviewed. I haven't heard anything, but I haven't searched for it either. But I'll add that to my book list, and then I'll come back and listen to this. I listened to it first time through, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But I wasn't like flipping out. I wasn't like, this new Logic is nuts, because it's not a Logic project. Right. This is a project that Logic made around Supermarket. Right. So you can't taking creative inspiration and doing something with it. You can't put it with
And he's just that kind of guy. Like,
Yeah.
and I've listened to a lot of interviews with him. And that's cool. I think all artists, like, they get to a point where they're like, I just want to do more than music. That's what Kanye did.
Oh, 100%. It's sick,
That's
too.
I mean, Childish Gambino, there's a reason why he's going to make one more album.
Yeah, facts. Just Another Gangster, Birdman and Juvenile dropped.
I'm never listening to Birdman. I'm telling you guys, I want smoke from Birdman. I don't think we need to support somebody who doesn't support anybody. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
We don't
Talk
need to
to
give
him.
praise to the snakes that are in the grass.
Do we have
need to
gunshots?
expose
Do we
them.
have some type of Haruken?
Oh my gosh.
Can we,
You know what?
Can we let him know?
I want
Yeah.
the smoke with Birdman. I don't think any of us hip hop fans should support Birdman. Tell me what artist he's actually positively influenced and helped out.
Not
He
only
may
that,
have like put shine on it, but it was all for a selfish reason to
Not only that,
screw him up.
but you can't tell me your favorite Birdman line.
That's fine.
That's it.
That's it.
Although the other day I listened to Burr, What Happened to That Boy with Eclipse. Fam, that record is do 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 do. Pharrell was in his bag. That was nuts.
Shout out to Push.
Moving right
You
along.
gave Drake an L, but you know what? I'm actually
Shout out
looking
to
forward
Push.
to his new stuff. I mean,
I'm
he
looking forward to Push's
he needs
stuff.
to come with it because the heat died down. His hype died down.
Well,
What are you gonna do when you don't have the support of a diss track?
there was a lot of pressure on Drake with the record he came out with. Why am I blanking on the name of the record?
Adonis.
No, the most recent album from Drake. What was it? Scorpion. There was pressure on Drake. People were like, "Oh, he got dissed. What is he going to respond with?" Drake's going to do Drake numbers because he's Drake. So
Speaking of
there's
Drake's
no real
numbers,
pressure.
I know we talk about him a lot. I apologize,
Mm-hmm.
Jeff. Love you.
Drake.
This is crazy though. The first time in 60 weeks that a song by Drake was not in the top 100.
I got more slaps than the Beatles.
Dog. That's an actual crazy number. 60 weeks.
slaps. More slaps.
Wow.
More slaps than the Beatles.
Dog.
Pink Sweats, Volume 2, the EP. Pink Sweats is up and coming artist. You've heard us talk about him in depth.
Love Pink Sweats.
I had watched, I think, a video on YouTube of I Know.
Yeah.
So I had heard that before.
I know it's just an okay song. It's a good song, but
Yes.
it's okay compared to Pink Sweat songs, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Coke and Hennessy,
Coke and Henny's dope.
that needed to be his videos.
I agree with that.
That needed to be a 2-part video because those songs are great. And Your Side. Your Side was
Your
good.
side's dope. Not
as good as Your Side of the Bed by Trey Songz.
Oh my goodness! With
'Cause
the
that's-
music video,
that's in
Carrie
another
Hilson,
league.
and it's different. By the way, this weekend I spent a lot of time with my sister, and we watched music videos. And "Knock You Down" is top 50 music videos. With
Yeah.
Carrie Hilson and Neo and
Yeah,
Kanye.
and Kanye.
Kanye was wearing the Nike Yeezys, the OGs.
Yeah.
He was rocking like the
The
shag.
shag in the back. Yeah, that was around his 808 days.
I don't know if he wrote the verse or not, but that verse, this is bad, Michael Jackson, now I'm mad, Joe Jackson, there's your boyfriend, I'ma ask him. Like, he snapped. Whoa, what an era. And Carrie Hilson is a goddess. But shout out to Pink Sweats, Volume 2.
Looks great.
Yes, she does. Volume 2 is out right now. EP, Pink Sweats. I think Coke and Henny Part 1 and 2 and Your Side were my favorite as well.
Yeah.
Body Ain't Me was okay. And I know I had saw a video of, so I was familiar with that song prior to the release. And I, like Dobie said, I thought it was pretty good too.
It was a single that was released.
Yeah.
This is showing though he can consistently make something.
Yeah. I think he's consistent. I think
And he's got a good brand image.
he's got a good brand image. I think I haven't really seen many interviews. I want to see where his headspace is. I want to see where he's from. What blah, blah, blah. And those might exist. I just haven't seen them. But
People
I want to
like
see
him
that.
though scare me because I hope they don't become like Rory, where they're just like, you know what? I hate the industry. I hate how this is. I'm done. You know what I
done.
mean? Because
Yeah.
Rory had a dope album. I was like, oh, I'm excited. And he there's just certain people who are like, it's not worth it to me. I'm done. You know another one who just quit? Tyus. Do you remember Tyus?
So Tyus had this weird thing with Xavier Amar recently too, where they were talking about stealing songs, and it was something that Xavier had written, and it was like a little drama back and forth, and Tyus had like deleted the messages, and it was like really weird. And then a couple other people had claimed that he had done something crazy as well. And I feel like he's fed up now because there's been a little drama.
No, he's quit.
gone.
He said he quit.
I saw that.
Yeah. His first project was great.
People that just aren't making music anymore that should be. Shout out to, you remember Charles Hamilton? How like we were like
so hype on him.
Yeah, but it was like, now we're talking like blog rap era. We are talking very
King
Two Dope
Los always
Boys.
let me down. I thought he was
King Los,
next,
Charles
man.
Hamilton, XV.
XV hurt.
And it's like out of that bunch you get Wale, Cudi, but still.
Ladies
like,
and gentlemen, go listen. If you want to know why we feel like there's certain artists that should have made it, go listen to Smallville by XV.
Oh my gosh, Smallville's nuts. Yeah, that era. And then I heard recently somewhere that Charles Hamilton a few years ago was going to try to come back, but just never.
No, he tried. Yeah,
just
and then
never
it just
really
didn't
did
work.
anything. But shout out to Charles Hamilton wherever you are. Yeah. So make sure we're talking about up and coming cataracts. Pink Sweats Volume 2 EP is out right now. Make sure you go get it. Saweetie dropped Icy. It's okay. If we're talking girl rap though, right now I like Meg Thee Stallion because have you seen some of her freestyles?
No.
She rapped over a Biggie song. Yo,
I know
Meg-
she's next. It's between Cardi and her. They're like
Yeah.
Cardi, her, and then I would say those two because they're like the trap girls.
They're the hood girls.
Because Ciara Wax in her own bracket
Yeah,
category.
oh, yeah,
She's
yeah.
the next Missy Elliott type girl.
She's
so-
not a ratchet rapper.
No.
But if you're in this lane right now, it's getting very full.
By the way, absolutely bogus. She is not immediately in the XXL freshman list.
Nominated for a Grammy, but doesn't get.
Bogus.
Double XL's been trash. Like it's a joke.
Man, you trash, dog.
It's a joke. But Meg Thee Stallion, she's a better rapper than Cardi. And I mess with Cardi. I think Cardi is a better package, but Meg is different. She can rap. So shout out to.
And she's smart.
She is. So shout out to
She's
Meg Thee
smart,
Stallion.
dude. No, the Saweetie, it sounds like mixtape quality, and you're trying to put
Yes.
out a very solid EP. She got the boyfriend nods from Quavo. They're straight, but it just didn't feel polished to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just felt like a mixtape days. Like it felt like she's still up and coming, which is weird.
I agree, and I think she's one of those that I almost feel like being with Quavo could hurt her. Like I image wise, I think she would do well without that. I think she would do well. She like was more of an individual. I did not listen to Trunk Music 3 by Yellow Wolf. I did not listen to Boosie Badass 3.5. Did you listen to those two?
Nah, I kind of want to listen to Yellow Wolf because I feel like he has like one good song on his projects, but overall it's pretty trash. And then two, I don't like it because he just came out with an album and then he tried to stir the pot for like publicity. Like anytime you try to do that, it's kind of like
it's messy.
yeah,
I don't like that.
Like do we like that?
Yo, sincerely C3, King Combs. If you want to talk about me being surprised by a project,
This is the one with that Jeremiah song, right?
bro.
Yeah.
So, for those that don't know, King Combs is Christian Combs, son of Diddy himself, Puff Daddy. And, yo, he can rap.
He sounded like somebody.
He kind of sounds like Mace to me.
No, it was. Oh, it wasn't. Because I was listening to it like, man, this dude sounds like somebody, and then it hit me, and then I totally
The beat on
forgot
Heaven
about it.
Sent, by the way, is the first song.
Yeah.
That beat.
You know you got your daddy money because if you look at the people that he got on the tracks.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. There's some little like weird heat on this though. I was like, yo, this is pretty good. I was surprised by it. King Combs, sincerely C3. For those that don't know, he's coming. This is a cool. I like to see this because his mom just passed a few months ago, and it's good to see him bounce back.
It sucks.
Yeah, and I just like to see that. I like to see people bounce back with their art and just really keep going. So shout out to King Combs, sincerely, C3. Melii, Phases, a little drama with her. I don't know if you saw it, but
No.
so she was affiliated and hanging out a lot with Meek. It was assumed that she was a part of Dream Chasers. Her and Meg Thee Stallion, as far as girls, because she raps and sings, but she's mostly like a croony singer rapper. They have been labeled like the next ones. Drake has been in pictures with Melii. Everyone has been putting their arm around her. She is like next to go from the New York area. And she was affiliated with Dream Chasers. She was also affiliated with Tory Lanez One Umbrella, his team. And she was asked a question. She's been through a lot of trauma, I'll say that, because in an interview, she broke down, started crying. She was saying that it was hard for her to make it in the industry because she would show up to studios and producers and stuff would want to sleep with her.
Yeah, of course.
And for like studio time. And she was like,
they're bogus.
It's rough. You know, it's rough being a girl out here, especially when you don't have a great family life. And
the people, anytime people play that down, they don't realize like most men are nasty dudes.
It's nasty. And so she was asked a question about it, and she didn't say Meek tried to sleep with her, but she insinuated like he tried to holler. I said no. And then after that point is when mics were taken away from me and people were like treating me different after I said no or after nothing happened. And she felt like it was possibly correlated. She said that she'd never talk bad about Meek. She gives him a shout out and everything like that. Then she announces that she has signed with One Umbrella, which is Tory Lanez clique. And she claims that this was not a crew hopping situation. This was just she had known Tory forever and she wanted to sign with him. And that was something that was discussed before. Meek then talked to Tory or commented on something like, y'all both goofy for this, because Meek feels like I put you on my album. Like I was putting you out there to the world and then you go sign with someone else. And
well,
it's just,
and here's the thing too. It's like that one thing, never date your coworkers.
Oh, never crap where you eat.
For her, that was your, like, it's like your boss trying to sleep with you and now everything's awkward. Like, and I don't blame her at all.
No. And for the record, she's not saying that like Meek was being nasty.
He shot a shot.
He shot a shot.
But it's weird.
It was arid, and then I'm projecting completely. I don't know if this is true.
Right.
What probably happened is he shot his shot. Melii was like, nah, right?
Right.
Then he goes, well, I've been giving you special attention, and I need to treat you like I treat all my artists. And once he did that, she felt that and probably was like, yo, well, I feel like this is different. I'm not getting the love I was getting.
Awkward.
It's awkward, and you don't know whether it's because you didn't take the shot or didn't receive the shot, or is it just because he should? You know, it gets confusing. So I don't think Meek was a creep. I just think he was being a man and shooting a shot and whatever. And she said that she'll never talk bad about him and she respects him. So it is what it is. But
which
now
to me shows he just shot a shot when she was just trying to be cordial in business. Right. He made it not about business for a bit, and then it just threw everything off. And
she has signed with One Umbrella. Tory Lanez Phases is out right now, her debut record. I think this is good. It reminds me of Jessie Reyez somewhat. She has that whiny voice, but in a good way. I say whiny, but I like this project. Slow for Me, featuring Tory, is good. Mr. is good. Hit My Line with Boogie is good. Anime Girls is good. Like this is a solid project. I really liked it. Good. So shout out to Melii. Phases out right now. Cautious Clay, he dropped Table of Context. It's an EP. He's always good for one or two on an EP. Sellers, Paradise, and Reasons. Fire. That dude can sing. So shout out to Cautious Clay. We've talked about the Blood Type album last year, and he's a solid guy, dude. Seriously. And I don't know if he's ever going to get shine or not, but he's solid. Anything else you listen to?
No, just besides single stuff.
Okay. We're going to get through some singles. Man, say what you will about her. This girl doesn't stop. The girl doesn't stop. Her name is Ariana Grande. This song's featuring Victoria Monet. For those that don't know, Victoria Monet has helped her write the last project, so she's been included in Ariana Grande's writing team for a while now. But they just dropped Monopoly. This is good. Another bop.
Yeah, another bounce. Apparently, also Ariana Grande came out as bi.
I mean, I think I think she probably is in this really weird place right now where she's getting a lot of love.
Ariana Grande is the girl that was at a party, had a lot to drink, and that one girl gave her the eye and then went for it, and probably things happened. Tell me I'm wrong. Happening. That's exactly what happened.
I can see that happening.
Because you said she's in a spot.
I've seen...
When you were hugging your ex-boyfriend's dog, like, you're in a spot.
You're in a spot. She's in a very interesting space. You know what I mean?
And also, she's very wanted, and she's in that place where, like, everybody wants her. You know,
I agree. We had Ciara drop Thinking About You. I wasn't really feeling it. It was okay, I guess. I don't know what's up with Ciara. Khalid dropped Self.
Best song since Better.
I think that it's obvious that he's going for vibes on this album. I can't wait. It's coming out really soon. I'm just a fan, man.
Dude, this song was dope.
Just a fan. Self, Khalid. Coltrane, Gold Link, Superpowers. I like it. I'm a Gold Link fan now, so that's what it is, guys. What else came out here? Was that it?
There wasn't much. Let me see if I can.
The big jams?
I'll look on the title. Yeah, there was more albums this week instead of singles. Because there was like a bunch of singles that were from albums, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. Make sure you go stream, like we said, though. Stream Nip and everything that he has put out recently. Go download.
So, and then shout out to Jeff. So I talked to him the other day, and he said that we always say, let us know if you want us to listen to something and talk about it. And so, how do you pronounce this guy's last name again? Because I know we know him.
Yeah. Tobe Nigwe. Probably.
So Toby Nigwe, he actually came out with an album that we actually didn't discuss called 3 Originals.
Okay.
And so he asked if we could both listen to it and break it down. And so we encourage you guys to also listen to it. Toby Nigwe, 3 Originals. You've probably seen some of his singles and videos on Facebook. They got pretty viral. And so he wanted us just to break down, give us our thoughts. So if you guys would like to join in with us with that conversation, please listen to this album, and we'll be talking about it next week.
Yes, we are going to listen to that for sure and let you guys know what we think. Shout out to Jeff for that suggestion. Guys.
He's like, y'all better do it. I'm a day one dappy.
Shout out to Jeff, man. Shout out to Jeff.
He is. He's a day one dappy.
Day one. Guys, we have talked about Nipsey Hussle, tragedy, what happened with him.
We're not done. We got a Drake bracket.
We have talked about new music, right? We even had March Madness talk.
It's been
now
a good show, though.
We're gonna get into the Drake bracket, guys. We have some work to do. All right. Now we are gonna do the Elite 8.
Yeah.
Into the Final 4.
This is the Sweet 16 to get to the Elite 8. And then we'll do the Elite 8 to the Final 4.
Yep. And then next week, you will have your winner.
All right.
Of the Drake bracket.
He's like, dude, I'm mad. He's like, it's easy to pick Drake songs. He's like, pick something hard. And I was like, dude, I mean, like, the thing is.
It's terribly hard to pick Drake songs, I think.
Well, I think it'd be harder to pick, like, Wayne songs.
Possibly.
Anyways, but I was like, you know what? This is the guy who did the Kanye one. We're going to see what he does next. So,
sure.
Yeah. Think about it, Jeff. You won't ever have to hear about a Drake bracket anymore after this. So, first up, Houston bracket. We have Uptown versus Cameras. I'm going Cameras. Going Cameras. I love that song. Real Her versus Controlla.
Ooh.
This one's hard, dude. There's so different vibes.
This is tearing me apart inside. But I'm going the Real Her. Oh, gosh, why? Why did you do this to me? Screw it. I don't want to think about it.
No, wait.
I won't fight on this one because both songs mean a lot to me. I won't fight.
The Real...
People around you should really have nothing to say.
You know what? I gotta go with the Real Her again just because of Andre 3K. It's Andre 3K.
Yeah,
if he wasn't on this record for me, it wouldn't be nearly as much of a masterpiece.
Okay, the Real Her wins.
To be honest, like that was the last one of the most iconic guest features I've heard of in terms of a verse that literally made me go like, what? What? Did you just hear what he said? What? Listen to the Dell. Oh, what the hell? I feel you, baby. Someone like you or more like someone unlike you. Or something that's familiar, maybe. Gosh.
Crazy. Crazy stuff.
All right. So that is the Houston bracket. So we have Cameras and then the real her. Moving on to our Atlanta bracket. Hotline Bling versus Nonstop.
Hotline Bling.
I think I like Nonstop more, but Hotline Bling is like too iconic.
I gotta recognize Hotline Bling.
Moving on to Say What's Real versus Back to Back. I gotta go back to back.
Oh my gosh.
I gotta go back to back.
Some of the lines in Say What's
I know,
Real.
but dude, I gotta go back to back.
Because I just seen my.
My ex standing to the next of the girl that I'm right now. But also, you gotta remember, like Drake was the one who literally said "Twitter fingers turn to or trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers." Like that.
I'll go back to back. It's the moment. I have to. Oh my gosh, that's rough. But yeah, I go back to back.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Atlanta. Moving on to the Vegas. We have God's Plan versus In My Feelings. Two of the arguably the biggest songs of last year.
Yep. Two of the biggest songs of his career.
I would say God's Plan.
I'll go God's Plan. There's just
I think
more,
as a record, it's a
more
better
substance,
record. Yeah.
God's
For
Plan.
sure. Easy one there. Lord Knows versus Marvin's Room.
Marvin's Room. And Lord Knows is amazing. But
Yeah,
Marvin's
right. That is the Vegas bracket, ladies and gentlemen. Now moving on. Yeah, we're trying to get through this for you. Toronto, started from the bottom or too much?
Too much.
And then Crew Love versus Mob Ties. I'll go Mob.
Isn't it interesting how those are the same record?
Yeah, they are.
It's really interesting how those winded up against each other. They're the same record.
I'd go Mob.
Oh, man.
I'm going Mob.
Crew Love is nuts, though.
Just because the beginning.
I have to go Crew Love. I'm thinking about the times that I've sung it with you guys, like in my friends, like take your nose up. Like that it's Crew Love. I have to go Crew Love. And Mob Ties is my song, but I have to go Crew Love. First coin flip.
Yeah, I gotta go Mob. That's one of my favorite songs off of that.
Heads is going to be
Crew Love.
Crew Love. Tails is going to be Mob Ties. I won't be too mad at either of this, to be honest with you. We're going heads, baby. We're going Crew Love.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now we get down to the final four. You guys ready for this? We're going to throw some air horns. Get some applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
and then, of course, before we break it down, we got to hit them with the... Yes, soldier.
Yes.
That's who we're talking about today. So... Cameras versus the real her. You know, really breaking it down, seeing that the real her definitely should have won last round because I think the real her is the better record overall because of how it flows in from rap to R&B. Cameras is just straight R&B. The bars in the real her are better, but Cameras is actually personally my favorite record. But I think I have to recognize as an overall song of what it brings to the table, going the real her.
I'll go the real her, even though it's rough.
Does that make sense with what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, it makes sense.
The real her wins the Houston bracket. Congratulations. Ooh. Moving on to the Atlanta bracket. Hotline freaking Bling versus Back to Back. Dang.
You know what? I understand the moment that Back to Back was. Me personally, I have to go Hotline Bling. I think that it was a moment. I have to go Hotline Bling. I think the lyrics are better than people think because of the viral nature of it. Back to Back is amazing. I won't be mad if this wins a coin flip, but
no, I think it should be Hotline Bling because
Hotline Bling.
It's one of Drake's better pop songs. It's one of Drake's better moments. Back to back goes hard. Don't get me wrong, but I think if you're really looking at the cultural phenomenon that Hotline Bling was a side track that he had no idea was gonna blow up like that.
Yep.
Anyways, moving on. Congratulations, Atlanta Bracket, for winning Hotline Bling. Hotline Bling.
Yeah, man.
All right, moving up. In My Feelings. No, sorry, God's Plan versus Marvin's Room.
Marvin's Room.
I think we know what's
I
happening.
think I know what's happening, yes. I can't deny it.
Oh, man. Marvin's Room wins the Vegas bracket. Moving on to the Toronto bracket. We have Too Much versus Crew Love.
I'll say Too Much on this
I have to go
one.
Too Much because
Yeah.
that pen game on
This is
Too
nuts.
Much. And that...
Pretty nuts.
When I first heard that song when he sang it on Fallon, I was like, yo, he's saying stuff.
Yeah.
He is saying stuff. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The final four. Reigning as the Houston champion, we have The Real Her. Then followed is going to be going against the Atlanta champion, Hotline Bling. Then we have Vegas, Marvin's Room, going up against Toronto's champion. Yes, folks, Too Much. So we have one from a single. So we have one from Views. We got one from
Take Care.
Take Care. We have
One from Nothing Was the Same.
Nothing Was the Same. And yeah, no, we have two from Take Care.
Two from Take Care. Yeah.
Two from Take Care.
I will say too, even though Hotline Bling is a fun record sounding, if you listen to the lyrics, all four of these are very like emotional,
Driven
sad
records.
songs. Yeah. Yeah. Man,
Oh man.
that Drake, you never know. Shout out to Drake, though. Shout out to this bracket. We are going to crown the champion of the Drake bracket next week here live on the Daps and Pound Show podcast. This has been an amazing show. We've talked about just about anything, but we cannot, we will not, we shan't not talk about what you want to hear. This is the reason you tuned into the podcast. I know you. You hit subscribe on iTunes, on Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher. You went to YouTube. You did all of that for this moment. It's to hear Dobie tell you 101 conversation starters for couples. Dobie, this week, 1st of April, what do you got for me?
Some of these guys I'm going through it because it doesn't make sense for us because these are like
Relationship.
like really romantic ones that
For
we need
sure.
to answer. So it's like we don't want to do that. What crazy thing do you want to try someday? For me personally, I want to try skydiving, and then I also would really like. Do you know what those beads that you throw in the water and they get bigger, Orbeez or whatever? Have you seen those?
I'm sorry, my mind was in the gunner. You're asking what crazy. This is a relationship questionnaire, and what do you want to try crazy? And you say beads, and I'm just all right.
Okay.
Sorry.
So they're like these like little balls, and you throw them in water, and they grow big. They're called Orbeez. I want to jump into a pool of Orbeez just to see how it would feel.
Huh. That's interesting.
We're getting crazy over
Getting
here,
crazy.
boys and girls.
I want to jump off of a cliff onto water, like one of those like
Onto you don't want onto like into because
into water.
that would hurt you, man.
I just
that'd
want
be
that.
cool.
I just want that release.
Yeah.
That feeling of jumping.
To pee your pants while you
pee my
jump.
pants, to slap hard and be bruised and all of it. I want that.
Love it.
Love it, love it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Daps_pounds on Instagram, Daps_pounds on Twitter. Look us up on YouTube.
Yes,
Look
yes,
us up
yes,
on
yes.
iTunes. Make sure you rate, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. I cannot say it enough, man. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. All right? Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. This show is dedicated to you. We hope that you guys loved this episode. Go, go, go. Listen to all the music in the world. Tell us how you like it.
Yeah.
My name is Malky. To my left, we have
Dobie.
We represent 2 mics
Two friends.
and one show,
The Daps and Pound Show.
Shout out to the shout out.
Gang, gang,
gang.